Welcome back to the channel NUMISMA HUB coin lovers and treasure hunters. Today's video is very special because we are talking about a coin that many people ignore, many people spend, and many people throw back into circulation without a second thought. But what if I told you that this simple-looking coin in your pocket, even in dirty or worn condition, could still have real value today? Yes, today we are exploring top 8. First up, the 1990 D. Jefferson 5-cent nickel, a coin with history, hidden details, and surprising collector interest. So before you spend that nickel, watch this video till the end, because this small coin might tell a much bigger story. History of the Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. The design honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. The obverse or front side shows a left-facing portrait of Jefferson. The reverse or back side features Monticello, Jefferson's historic home in Virginia. By the time we reached 1990, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for more than 50 years, making it one of the most recognized coins in American historical context. The 1990 D Mint mark means this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. You can find the small d just to the right of Jefferson's shoulder on the obverse side. In 1990, the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels. Because of this large mintage, many people believe the coin has no value, but that is only partly true. Condition, errors, and special characteristics can change everything. Metal composition. The 1990 D. Jefferson nickel is composed of 75% copper, 25% nickel. It weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. While it contains no silver, the nickel-copper alloy gives it durability, which is why many of these coins are still found today, often dirty, darkened, or heavily circulated. Dirty or circulated condition, does it matter? Many viewers ask, does a dirty or worn 1990 D. Jefferson nickel have any value? The honest answer is yes, but it depends. In very worn or dirty condition with heavy scratches and fading details, the coin is usually worth face value, which is 5 cents. However, even dirty coins should never be cleaned, because cleaning can permanently damage the surface and reduce collector value. Collectors prefer original surfaces, even if they look dark or ugly. Today's market value in dollars. Now let's talk about money, what everyone wants to know. Circulated/dirty condition. Usually worth 5 cents to 10 cents. Nice circulated condition with clear details. Around 15 cents to 50 cents. Uncirculated condition, nowhere. Can range from $1 to $5. High-grade uncirculated or certified coins, MS65 or higher. Some examples sell for $10 to $25 or more, depending on eye appeal and demand. Error coins where the real value hides. This is where things get exciting. Some 1990 D. Jefferson nickels were struck with mint errors, and these coins can be worth much more than normal. Look for off-center strikes, double die errors, doubling in letters or date, die cracks or cut errors, weak strikes or missing details. Even in dirty condition, error coins can sell for $20, $50, or even hundreds of dollars, depending on the rarity of the error. This is why collectors carefully examine every coin. Why collectors still care about this coin? Even though the 1990 D. Jefferson nickel is not rare, it represents an important era of U.S. coinage, a time before major design changes and before digital minting technology became advanced. Many collectors try to complete full Jefferson nickel sets, and every date and mint mark matters. That demand keeps these coins relevant in the market. Final thoughts. So the next time you find a 1990 D. Jefferson 5-cent nickel, don't ignore it just because it looks dirty or old. Check the date. Check the mint mark. Look closely for errors. Because sometimes the most ordinary coins can still hold hidden value. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1990 D. Jefferson nickel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin stories, values, and hidden treasures. Comment below and tell us, have you ever found an interesting nickel in your pocket? Next up, imagine holding a simple 5-cent coin in your hand. A coin most people spend without a second thought. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking 1981 P. Jefferson nickel could be hiding a value far greater than 5 cents? Today, we are diving deep into the history, mystery, and modern-day market value of one of America's most overlooked coins, the 1981 Philadelphia Mint Jefferson nickel. So before you spend that nickel, watch this video till the end because this coin might surprise you. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. It was designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, and it honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. On the obverse, we see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a symbol of democracy and freedom. On the reverse, Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, represents American heritage, architecture, and leadership. By the time 1981 arrived, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for over 4 decades, but that year holds special importance for collectors. The P Mint mark means this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most respected mints in U.S. history. In 1981, the U.S. Mint was facing economic pressure, rising metal costs, and changes in coin demand. Because of this, mintages were carefully controlled, and quality varied more than many people realize. Unlike earlier decades, high-grade coins from the early 1980s are surprisingly difficult to find, especially ones with sharp details, strong strikes, and original luster. This is where value begins to rise. If you own a 1981 P. Jefferson nickel, examine it closely. Sharp hair details on Jefferson's portrait. Clear steps on Monticello, known as full steps. Strong rims and clean fields. No major scratches, discoloration, or wear. Coins with full steps are extremely important. Even a common nickel can become highly valuable if it shows 5 or 6 full steps on the reverse. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know: how much is it worth today? Circulated condition, usually worth face value 5–10 cents. Uncirculated condition, ranges from $1 to $5. High-grade MS65 to MS67 can sell for $20 to over $100. Full steps examples, prices can climb into the hundreds of dollars depending on condition and demand. Some top-graded 1981 P. Jefferson nickels certified by PCGS or NGC have sold for remarkable prices at auctions, proving that condition is everything. Collectors love the 1981 P. Jefferson nickel because it comes from a transitional era in U.S. coinage. High-quality strikes are scarcer than expected. Full steps examples are hard to find. It's affordable yet has strong upside potential. This coin is a perfect example of how modern coins can still become valuable, especially when preserved properly. Many people unknowingly spend or damage these coins. Cleaning, polishing, or altering a nickel can destroy its value instantly. If you believe your coin is in excellent condition, store it safely. Avoid touching it with bare hands. Consider professional grading. One small decision could mean the difference between 5 cents and a serious collector premium. The 1981 P. Jefferson nickel proves that treasure doesn't always come from ancient history. Sometimes value is hiding in plain sight in your pocket, drawer, or old coin jar. So the next time you see a Jefferson nickel dated 1981, don't ignore it. Look closer. Because that small coin could carry a story, a history, and a value far greater than you ever imagined. If you enjoy discovering hidden coin values and rare finds, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because you never know which coin could change your fortune. Next up, imagine holding a simple 5-cent coin in your hand, a coin that most people ignore, spend, or drop into a drawer without a second thought. But what if I told you that this very ordinary-looking 1989 D. Jefferson nickel could be worth far more than 5 cents today? In some cases, collectors are paying tens, hundreds, and even thousands of dollars for the right example. This coin has a fascinating history, hidden details, and rare varieties that could completely change how you look at your pocket change. Today, we are diving deep into the 1989 D. Jefferson 5-cent nickel, exploring its full history, minting background, design story, and most importantly, its real market value today in US dollars. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it has remained one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. The coin honors Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. Over the decades, the Jefferson nickel has witnessed wars, economic crises, technological revolutions, and massive changes in American society. By the time 1989 arrived, the Jefferson nickel was already a well-established icon of U.S. coinage, yet that year would quietly produce coins that collectors now watch very closely. The year 1989 was historically important around the world. It marked the end of the Cold War era, major political shifts, and economic transitions globally. In the United States, coin production was stable, but minting technology was improving and quality control was becoming stricter. However, despite modern equipment, errors, varieties, and exceptional high-grade coins still slipped through, and these are exactly what make the 1989 D. Jefferson nickel so interesting today. The D mint mark on this coin tells us it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the most important U.S. minting facilities. In 1989, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of Jefferson nickels, making the coin common in circulated condition. But here, the key detail many people miss: common does not mean worthless. While circulated examples are usually worth face value, uncirculated coins, error coins, and high-grade specimens can command surprisingly high prices. On the obverse or front side, we see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson designed by sculptor Felix Schlag. Jefferson's expression is calm and dignified, reflecting his role as a philosopher and statesman. The word liberty appears to the left, and the date 1989 sits to the right with the D mint mark just beside it. On the reverse, the iconic image of Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, dominates the design. The fine details of Monticello, its steps, columns, and dome, are critical when determining a coin's grade and value. Coins with sharp steps, known as full steps, are especially valuable to collectors. Most people assume that because millions were made, the coin has no value. This is a huge mistake. The real value comes from condition, strike quality, and rarity within the population. Coins graded in mint state MS condition, especially MS65, MS66, and higher, can be worth many times their face value. Even more valuable are full steps Jefferson nickels. Full steps means that at least 5 or 6 complete, uninterrupted steps are visible on Monticello. These are extremely difficult to find for the 1989 D issue, making them highly desirable among advanced collectors. Another exciting factor is mint errors. Some 1989 D. Jefferson nickels were struck with errors such as off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, weak strikes, and planchet issues. Error coins are unique, and their value depends on how dramatic and visible the error is. Some error examples have sold for hundreds of dollars and in rare cases even more. So what is the 1989 D. Jefferson nickel worth today? In circulated condition, it usually remains worth 5 cents. However, uncirculated coins can range from a few dollars to over $20 or $30 depending on condition. High-grade certified examples with full steps can sell for hundreds of dollars, and exceptional pieces have reached 4-figure prices at auction. This is why collectors and coin hunters still search rolls and collections for this specific date and mint mark. Collectors love the 1989 D. Jefferson nickel because it represents a modern coin that still offers real treasure hunting potential. It's affordable to search for, widely available, and yet challenging to find in top condition. This combination keeps demand strong and prices stable, with long-term growth potential. If you ever come across a 1989 D. Jefferson nickel, do not rush to spend it. Take a closer look. Examine the steps of Monticello, check for unusual features, and consider professional grading if the coin appears uncirculated or flawless. That small 5-cent coin in your hand could be worth far more than you imagine, and it might just be a hidden piece of American history waiting to change your fortune. If you enjoy discovering hidden value in everyday coins and learning the untold stories behind U.S. currency, and turn on notifications. You never know, your next pocket change could be your next big discovery. Next up today, we are diving into a modern US coin that many people overlook, yet collectors quietly search for every single day, the 1999 P. Jefferson 5-cent nickel. This small 5-cent coin may look ordinary, but its history, condition, rarity, and collector demand can push its value far beyond face value. You might even have one sitting in your pocket, drawer, or old coin jar right now without realizing its true potential. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin honors Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and one of the nation's founding fathers. Jefferson's portrait appears on the obverse, while his historic home Monticello is featured on the reverse. For decades, this design symbolized American democracy, history, and craftsmanship, making Jefferson nickels a staple of U.S. coinage. By the time 1999 arrived, the Jefferson nickel had already been in circulation for over 60 years. Yet the series was entering a new era of modern minting technology and large-scale production. The P mint mark on the 1999 Jefferson nickel means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most historic mints in the United States. While Philadelphia produced millions of nickels in 1999, not all coins were created equal. Small differences in strike quality, planchet condition, and minting pressure created coins that today stand out to collectors. Interestingly, 1999 nickels were struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was also focused on the launch of the 50-state quarters program, which caused some nickels to receive less attention in quality control. This is one reason why high-grade examples of the 1999 P nickel are harder to find than many people expect. On the front of the coin, you will see a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson with the word Liberty and the year 1999. The inscription "In God We Trust" appears clearly along the edge. On the reverse, Monticello stands proudly with United States of America, EPLURIBUS UNUM, and 5 cents completing the design. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. While it contains no silver, condition and rarity are what drive its value. In circulated condition, most 1999 P. Jefferson nickels are still worth face value. However, the real excitement begins when we talk about uncirculated and mint state examples. Coins that were never used in circulation and still retain their original luster can sell for several dollars, especially when professionally graded. High-grade examples such as MS66, MS67 or higher are where collectors pay serious money. Perfectly struck coins with sharp steps on Monticello, known as full steps, are extremely desirable. A 1999 P. Jefferson nickel with strong full steps and high mint state grading can sell for tens, hundreds, or even more dollars, depending on market demand and certification. Another reason this coin is searched for is the possibility of mint errors. Some 1999 P nickels were struck with off-center designs, weak strikes, die cracks, or planchet errors. These mistakes transform an ordinary 5-cent coin into a valuable collector item. Error coins from this year have sold for impressive prices because modern error nickels are much harder to find than older ones. Today's coin market has seen a growing interest in modern U.S. coins, especially from new collectors and investors. As older coins become more expensive, collectors are turning their attention to modern issues like the 1999 P. Jefferson nickel. This growing demand continues to push prices upward for high-quality examples. Professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC have recorded strong auction results for top-graded coins, proving that even modern nickels can become valuable with time. The 1999 P. Jefferson 5-cent nickel is proof that you don't need gold or silver to find a valuable coin. History, condition, rarity, and collector demand are what truly matter. The next time you see a 1999 nickel with a P mint mark, don't ignore it. Look closely, it could be a hidden gem worth far more than 5 cents. If you enjoy discovering the secrets behind everyday coins and learning how small change can turn into big money, make sure to like the video. Your next valuable coin might already be in your pocket. Next up today, we are diving deep into a very common-looking coin that many people ignore, spend, or even throw away, the 1994 D. Jefferson 5-cent nickel. This coin may look dirty, worn, and ordinary, but its history, minting details, and collector demand might surprise you. Before you clean it or spend it, watch this video carefully, because sometimes even a dirty coin can still hold value beyond 5 cents. The Jefferson nickel series was first introduced in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. It was designed by Felix Schlag, and it honors Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. On the obverse, we see Jefferson's left-facing portrait, while the reverse features his historic home, Monticello, a symbol of American heritage and architecture. By 1994, this design had already been in use for more than 5 decades, making it one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. history. Now let's talk specifically about the 1994 D Mint mark. The D stands for Denver Mint, one of the major U.S. mint facilities. In 1994, the Denver Mint produced a massive number of Jefferson Nickels, over 700 million coins. Because of this extremely high mintage, the 1994 D nickel is considered a common date, especially in circulated condition. This means most examples found today have been heavily used in daily transactions, resulting in dirt, scratches, worn details, and dull surfaces. If you're holding a dirty or circulated 1994 D Jefferson nickel, the truth is that condition matters more than age. A dirty coin usually shows signs of long circulation, weak details on Jefferson's hair, soft lettering, worn steps on Monticello, and dark or uneven tunning. In this condition, the coin's market value is generally very close to face value, usually 5 to 10 cents depending on demand. Coin dealers typically will not pay a premium for heavily worn examples unless there is something special about the coin. However, this is where things get interesting. Even a dirty 1994 D nickel can become valuable if it has errors or unusual features. Collectors actively search for mint errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, clip planchets, double dies, or missing letters. Some error nickels from the 1990s have sold for $20, $50, or even more, depending on the severity and visibility of the mistake. That's why you should always inspect your coin carefully under good lighting and magnification. Another factor that affects value is whether the coin has full steps on Monticello. Full steps refer to 5 or 6 clearly defined steps at the base of the building. These are extremely rare on circulated coins and almost impossible to find on dirty examples. But if a coin somehow survived with strong details and full steps, even from 1994 D, it could be worth hundreds of dollars in high mint state grades when certified by PCGS or NGC. Many beginners make the mistake of cleaning dirty coins, thinking it will increase value. In reality, cleaning almost always destroys collector value. Scratches, unnatural shine, and chemical residue are easily detected by experts and grading companies. A cleaned 1994 D nickel will usually be worth less than an original dirty one, so the best advice is simple: never clean your coins. So what should you do if you find a dirty 1994 D Jefferson nickel? First, keep it safe. Second, check for errors. Third, compare it with known examples online. While most of these coins will not make you rich overnight, they still tell a story of American commerce, history, and everyday life. And sometimes, finding the right error or variety can turn a simple 5-cent coin into a collector's prize. In conclusion, the 1994 D Jefferson nickel in dirty condition is usually worth only a little more than face value, but it should never be ignored. Its true worth lies in its history, potential errors, and the excitement of the hunt. Coins like this remind us that treasure hunting isn't always about gold and silver. Sometimes it starts with checking your pocket change. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of small change. Next up, today's video is extremely special because we are diving deep into one of the most talked about and widely collected coins in United States history, the 1964 5-cent Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but its story, its historical importance, and its potential value in today's market make it one of the most fascinating nickels ever produced. Many people have this coin sitting quietly in drawers, jars, or old collections without realizing what it truly represents. Stay with me till the end because this nickel could be far more important than you think. The Jefferson Nickel series was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design was created by German-American sculptor Felix Schlag, whose work was selected after a nationwide competition. The obverse of the coin proudly features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse design displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia home, symbolizing American intellect, independence, and classical architecture. By 1964, this design had already become deeply familiar to the American public. Now let's focus specifically on the 1964 Jefferson nickel without mint mark. A coin without a mint mark means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time did not use a P mint mark on nickels. The year 1964 is especially important in U.S. coin history because it marks the end of an era. This was the last year before major coinage changes caused by metal shortages and the removal of silver from many U.S. coins in 1965. While the Jefferson nickel itself does not contain silver, 1964 represents the final year of traditional large-scale minting before modern coin production methods changed forever. The composition of the 1964 Jefferson nickel is 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighing 5 grams with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. While the metal content alone does not make it valuable, the historical timing, condition, and collector demand absolutely do. Due to the coin shortage of the early 1960s, the U.S. Mint produced an extremely large number of nickels in 1964, with over 1 billion coins minted in Philadelphia alone. Because of this, circulated examples are common, but high-quality examples are a completely different story. In circulated condition, most 1964 Jefferson nickels without mint mark are generally worth face value to about $0, $10, $0, $30, depending on where. However, once you step into uncirculated and mint state condition, the value begins to rise significantly. A well-preserved coin with strong details, sharp lettering, and original luster can sell for $1 to $5, while higher-grade examples graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC can command $20, $50, or even more. The real excitement begins with high mint state grades, especially coins graded MS65, MS66, or MS67. A 1964 Jefferson nickel without mint mark graded MS65 can be worth $30 to $60, while MS66 examples may reach $100 to $200. In extremely rare cases, MS67 or full steps examples, coins showing 5 or 6 fully visible steps on Monticello, have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars at auction. These are not everyday finds, but they prove that this humble 5-cent coin has serious potential. One of the most important things collectors look for on Jefferson nickels is the full steps designation. The steps on Monticello are often weak or worn due to the striking process. If your 1964 nickel shows clear, uninterrupted steps, it becomes far more desirable and valuable. This small detail can mean the difference between a common coin and a true collector's prize. Beyond value, the 1964 Jefferson nickel holds deep historical significance. It represents the final chapter of America's classic coinage era, before rising metal prices and economic pressures forced changes that would permanently alter U.S. coins. It also reflects a time when coins were still widely saved, handled, and admired as everyday pieces of American history. So if you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, do not dismiss it too quickly. Check the condition carefully. Look at the steps on Monticello. Examine the luster, the strike, and the overall preservation. What may seem like a simple 5-cent coin could actually be a valuable artifact of American history and a potential hidden treasure. In the world of coin collecting, knowledge is power. The more you understand about coins like the 1964 Jefferson nickel, the better prepared you are to recognize value when it appears in your hands. History, rarity, and condition all come together in this one small coin, making it a true classic that continues to capture the attention of collectors worldwide. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1964 Jefferson nickel without mint mark, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden treasure from the world of rare and valuable coins. You never know, the next coin you find could change your fortune forever. Next up today, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 5-cent Buffalo nickel, a small coin with a powerful history, iconic design, and surprising value in today's market. From its Great Depression era origins to why collectors prize it today, this is one coin you don't want to overlook. Let's begin. The Buffalo nickel, also known as the Indian head nickel, is one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American history, and the 1936 5-cent Buffalo nickel holds a very special place among collectors today. At first glance, it may look like just another old coin, but behind this small piece of metal lies a powerful story of American heritage, artistry, and surprising value. Many people have unknowingly spent this coin in the past, never realizing that in the right condition, it can be worth far more than its face value today. The Buffalo nickel was designed by renowned sculptor James Earl Fraser, and it was first introduced in 1913. Fraser wanted to create a coin that truly represented the spirit of America. On the front of the coin, we see a strong and dignified Native American profile, believed to be a composite of several real Native American chiefs. This was a bold and respectful design choice at the time, symbolizing the deep roots of America's original inhabitants. The word liberty appears near the edge, and the date 1936 is clearly struck, which is important when identifying authentic examples. On the reverse side of the 1936 Buffalo nickel, the powerful American bison stands proudly on a mound. This buffalo represents strength, survival, and the untamed American frontier. The inscription United States of America and EPLURIBUS UNUM appear above the buffalo, while the denomination 5 cents is placed below. This design made the Buffalo nickel one of the most artistic and symbolic coins ever produced by the United States Mint. The year 1936 is particularly interesting because it was one of the later years of Buffalo nickel production. These coins were minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S. Among these, the 1936 D and 1936 S varieties are especially popular with collectors, while high-grade examples from any mint can command impressive prices. The Philadelphia version, though more common, becomes extremely valuable when found in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. One of the most important factors affecting the value of a 1936 Buffalo nickel is its condition. Due to heavy circulation, many Buffalo nickels suffered wear, especially on the date and the buffalo's horn. Coins with a strong date, sharp details, and original luster are far more desirable. In worn condition, a 1936 Buffalo nickel may be worth a modest amount, but in high-grade or mint-state condition, values can rise dramatically into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially when professionally graded. Another reason the 1936 Buffalo nickel holds strong value today is its historical significance. This coin was minted during the Great Depression era, a time when America was struggling economically. Despite those hardships, the Buffalo nickel symbolized resilience and hope. Owning one today is like holding a piece of American history in your hand, reminding us of a time when even a 5-cent coin carried deep meaning. Collectors also seek out special strike characteristics, such as sharp strikes, full details on the buffalo's horn, and clean fields without heavy marks. Coins certified by major grading services often sell for premium prices because they offer authenticity and condition assurance. Rarely, exceptionally preserved examples have sold for astonishing amounts, proving that this humble nickel can indeed be a hidden treasure. In today's coin market, the 1936 Buffalo nickel continues to grow in popularity. As more collectors enter the hobby and older coins become harder to find in top condition, demand keeps rising. If you happen to own one, especially in excellent condition, it is strongly advised not to rush into selling it cheaply. This coin has the potential to increase in value over time, making it not just a collectible but also a long-term investment. In conclusion, the 1936 5-cent Buffalo nickel is far more than an old coin. It is a masterpiece of American coin design, a symbol of history, and a valuable collectible in today's market. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone who just discovered an old nickel in a drawer, this coin deserves attention. Sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest stories, and the 1936 Buffalo nickel is a perfect example of that timeless truth. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1936 Jefferson nickel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin stories, values, and hidden treasures. Comment below and tell us, have you ever found an interesting nickel in your pocket? Thanks for watching and happy coin hunting, Sparkles.